ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The IAAF Indoor World Track and Field Championships getting underway today in Great Britain. Our two high jumpers in competition first. The meet didn't last as long as they expected. Jamal Wilson struggled on the opening height of 7.2.5. He cleared it on his final attempt, though. The next height, 7.4.5. Wilson failed on all three attempts, eliminating him from the competition, where he finished up in 9th place. As for Donald Thomas, he cleared 7.2.5 on his first attempt, but 7.4.5, a little too much to ask on this day. He too failed on all three attempts at that height and bowed out of the competition, finishing up in a tie for 6th. The Government Secondary School Track and Field Championships continuing today at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. Let's start with the junior schools. The AF Adderley Fighting Tigers, they held the lead after day 1, and unofficial scores have AF Adderley as your champion, dethroning the CH Reeves Raptors.
I know the athletics worked very hard, and I think once they gave us good in terms of giving us 100% in terms of effort, we know they would do well. We were neck and neck with them last year and came down to the last day, and when it came to relays, we lost. We tried to get them to buy it, every man buying into winning their event or placing in the event. We actually did well across the board with field events. This time we actually got a lot of support from the 7th graders, and it's paying dividends.
On to the senior schools now. The CV Bethel Stingrays have a lot of support, and they'll need it as they try to dethrone the C.R. Walker Knights.
We usually get off to a slow start. Hopefully we will come through in the last set of events. But the kids are performing well. 1 or 2 disappointments, but all in all, I like that they're doing their best in whatever they do. I try to tell the kids that you're not only representing yourself, you're representing the whole school, right? And with our principal, she backs us 100%. So we try to make her feel proud knowing that she sent a team out, and we come at least in the top 2. Our team isn't as strong as previous years. We have lost a lot of our athletes that usually pull us through. However, we have some kids at the school who we know are extremely good, but however, you know, they opt not to compete. And so what happens is you have to get them encouraged to be able to come out and compete, because a lot of the kids, they like the prestige event, you know, the 1 and the 2, right? And then the long distance event, a lot of the kids don't want to go in that event, even though those events give you points. You see, so you could encourage the kids to compete in those long distance events, your points will be much higher, you see, and so we need them to get involved in more distance events.
Following the Government School Championships will be the National High School Track and Field Championships next week. It's then on to the Carifta Trials, which will determine the team that will represent the Bahamas on home soil Easter weekend. Coach Pauline Davis-Thompson says it's all about striking a balance.
Yes, it's critical that they do compete for their school, but it's even more critical that they perform well for our country, and in particular the fact that the Carifta Games will be held here in the Bahamas. The Bahamas government has spent a lot of money to have this event here, and we need to make sure that the government feel that they have gotten their full money worth with our athletes performing and winning medals for our country. And so that's the type of stuff you have to kind of have a discussion with the other coaches from the high schools.
From the college hardwood last night, the 7th-ranked Robert Morris, they came from behind 10 points at the half to upset second-seeded Mount St. Mary's 60-56 in the quarterfinals of the Northeast Conference Tournament. Charles Bain in the starting lineup. He finished up 1 for 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from behind the three-point arc. He had 2 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals in 26 minutes. Up next now for Bain and Robert Morris in the semifinals on Saturday will be top seed Wagner. As for Houston Baptist, they continued regular season play last night and had the reverse fortune to Robert Morris. They actually led at the half before falling to Incarnate Word 83-71. Phil McKenzie, a perfect 2 of 2 from the field, 4 points, a rebound, a block, and 11 minutes off the bench. McKenzie and Houston Baptist, they finish up regular season play on Saturday against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. On the college hardwood tonight, DeAndre Ayton and the 19th ranked Arizona Wildcats will be on court against the Stanford Cardinal. Ayton handling himself well since scandal broke last week surrounding head coach Sean Miller, who was caught on wiretap discussing a $100,000 payment for the big man to sign with the Cats. Ayton, of course, deemed eligible to play over the weekend, and he had a monster game against Oregon despite a loss. Now, with that loss, Arizona only a half game up on USC for the top spot in the Pac-12. So tonight's game against Stanford could be huge, moving towards the conference tournament. The Bahamas Scholastic Association Sudden Death Basketball Playoffs on court yesterday. In primary boys play, the Jordan Prince William Falcons, they won 17-5 over Christian Heritage. Philip Robinson led the Falcons with 8 points. Marciano Culmer had 3 in the loss. Telios also a winner, 28-9 over Queens College. Martino Butler had 6 points in the win. Kareem McSweeney finished with 3 for the Comets. Just one game in the junior boys division. Christian Heritage took care of Genesis 47-30. Jerio Saunders had a game-high 25 points to pace the victors. In senior girls play, Mount Carmel big over a Capron 31-6 behind Alkia Rules 24 points. As for the senior boys, a Capron bouncing back a 48-26 win over Pace. The top scorer for a Capron was Sahid Sanusi with 10 points. Sanchez Smith had a game-high 17 in the loss. The New Providence Basketball Association was on court last night in the Division II opener. The Breezes High Flyers, they took care of the Rockets 90-78. As for the Division I feature, the University of the Bahamas Mingos, they took down the JD Seafood Shockers 66-59. Justin Smith leading 4 Mingos in double figures with 17 points. Kamsi Silvestri added 13. Justin Monroe and Ramon Dames had 10 apiece. For the Shockers, Shaquan Lewis a game-high 18 points. Floyd and Bristol followed with 11. Action picks back up again tomorrow night with a Division I doubleheader at the AF Valley Gym. Leno Regulators open up against the Rockets. That's followed by UB and the Island Game Pros. The New Providence Women's Basketball Association hosted a successful junior tournament a few weeks back. President Minez Cargill Sherman spoke about how often they plan to host these kinds of events.
We would love it to be a weekly program, or a weekly tournament, but you know, finances come into play there. I'm happy to say that we have had a few sponsors that have come on board. Water and Sewage, Consolidated, Commonwealth Bank, they're usually one of our financiers as well. But we need the money in order to put on the programs. We have 4 teams. One of those teams is without a sponsor, and right now I'm having to look at sponsoring that team basically by the administration.
The Financial Bowling League with action last night at Mario's. The Strike Force taking all 3 games from Best Deal Kirky Bar. For the Strike Force, Greg Taylor, a 213 game and a 585 set. Monique Miller also, she assisted with a 182 game. The BTC Nighthawks, they won 2-1 over the Rubis Oil Stars. Joy Lockhart, a 492 set for BTC. In the loss for Rubis, Soneth Lockhart, a 220 game and a 617 set. Our very own ZNS Hill Thrillers also in the win column, 2-1 over the Moonlight Strikers. Kayla Nixon coming up big for ZNS, a 185 game and a 473 set. Leno Corporate Services in the win column there as well, 2-1 over Deloitte & Touche. After 8 weeks of the second half, the Strike Force lead the way at 18-6. The Moonlight Strikers, they are in second, 2.5 games back. Deloitte & Touche sits third, 13-11. BTC rounding out the top 4 at 12-12. On March 24th, the U.S. Embassy's Public Service Section and the Global Athletic Foundation will host a youth workshop at the Melia Nassau Beach Resort. That's from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. The U.S. Embassy providing the foundation with a $10,000 grant for the event, which is open to 11th and 12th grade Bahamian students looking to study in the United States and play collegiate sports. During the workshop, Bahamian students will have the opportunity to listen to an NCAA official, discuss educational standards in sports, and learn about prerequisites for prospective NCAA student athletes. Students will also have the opportunity to meet with visiting athletes and hear their experiences playing college sports. For the remainder of the 3-day visit, NCAA officials will hold workshops with coaches and key stakeholders at local sports federations where they will discuss the requirements and standards for NCAA international students. The event is free. Interested students can register online at empowermentthroughathletics.eventbrite.com. The Long Islanders Association will host a fundraising regatta later this month in Montague Bay. It's expected to pay huge dividends when they head south to Salt Pond for the Axel Regatta in June.
It is probably our biggest fundraiser right now, and last year did good, and we're hoping to do even better because we are trying our best to take our regatta to the next level. And as everybody knows, these regattas cost a lot of money because when you're thinking the more boats you have come to your regatta, the more money you need to find for finish money, food money, transportation to get the boats to your island and all that. So it is really important that everybody go out and support this event.
Last night we told you that officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force will be trading in their uniforms for a little bit of fun as they observe Police Month. Now those officers will be participating in a number of activities and the trash talking has already begun. Joining us live to talk about the activities, Inspector Valentino Gay, Inspector Tarico Sweeting and Corporal Jakira Sands. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and I just want to ask you first of all, what all can we expect?
You can expect a wonderful, wonderful time. As you would have stated, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, we're celebrating 178 years under the theme, celebrating our past and protecting our future. We have a number of events slated for the month of March. Our first event, this coming Saturday, is our fun run walk and mini health fair.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm elated to be here today to encourage the Bahamas and make them more aware and conscious of our fun run walk that we're having on March 3rd. First of all, we're celebrating 178 years of existence in the Bahamas, dedicated, loyal, courageous service to the Bahamas. I'm so hyped. I don't know if it's because it's the month of March, my birthday month, or because I have to license my car. But I'm hyped, and we're encouraging the public to come out, join the police, get your health on. We're encouraging health. We're encouraging the Bahamas to come out and be more mindful of the police, be more helpful with the police, and we just want everyone to come out and join us. And to date, we have already registered hundreds of persons, up to 700 persons, and we're still registering. Tomorrow, please come out, join us, participate with us.
Okay, and we understand and we know that a lot of persons on Saturday mornings, you like to go out to Aaron Bailey Park, Goodman's Bay to get your morning workout. That's not the place this Saturday. This Saturday, the place is police headquarters at 6 a.m. Bring the kids, bring everybody that you can find. 6 a.m., the police headquarters, fun, run, and walk.
Do you guys have different divisions, different prizes, and all that kind of stuff?
Well, on completion of the fun run walk, when you return to police headquarters, you will be presented with a slate of events. We'll have a karate expo. We'll have persons teaching you how to make healthy tea. We'll have PMH there, showing you how to check all your vital signs. We're going to have the hospital authority there encouraging you to be healthy, showing you what to eat, how to keep yourself healthy. We're going to have all sorts of things there. We definitely want the kids to come out because we want to start from young.
Right.
We want to start from young, and from young straight up, because as you get older, it's even harder. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be epic. I've participated in many fun run walks, and I've never been so excited about this one.
One more question before we go. What other sporting events are going to be on the schedule before this all wraps up?
Well, the month of March is we have a slate of events. We have a basketball jamboree. We're having a softball jamboree. We're also having a speech competition that's ongoing that's going to be completed with Grand Bahama against Nassau, and that's really exciting. What else are we having?
In addition to that, we're also having a variety show, and that is slated to be a spectacular event, a variety show. And of course, the month of March is going to culminate on April 7th, when we are going to have our closing out event, which is going to be our police ball. We've already, we're excited. Members of the public have already shown considerate support for this event, and so we just can't wait for the 7th for us to don in our mess scale, look all pretty and handsome, and we invite everybody to just come out and enjoy this spectacular occasion.
Well, I want to wish you all the best and all the events you have coming up this month, and good luck to all, right?
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Well, that is going to do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.